So Eden Zero is back, and wow, this chapter gave us a lot, which makes sense. It is a 200th chapter, so we're basically 2/3 to the story. I'm guessing we're gonna end around 300. Before I get into the chapter, so my last video actually got age restricted. My last Eden Zero chapter, which was not the one about sister doing those things with the BNS gear. No, it was the chapter with the mother reveals. Yeah, insane, right? The mother reveal one is one gets age restricted, but the BSM one is like, nah, it's cool. We're good with that. YouTube, yeah. The reveal that everyone's mothers are there and that Rebecca's mother is St. Fox. So apparently I was right when I said that he probably is planning on using all the ether from the mothers to find the mother so he can then get his wish. That part I was actually wrong with the wish, but finding mother using mother ether was correct. He doesn't plan on making a wish with mother, he plans on killing her, which he says will then end all organic life in the cosmos, which is, holy fuck, that's insane. I honestly don't think he even has the power to kill Mother, but if he did, the fact that killing her means killing off all life is kind of insane to me. Like, they do call her the mother of the cosmos, but apparently she's literally the source of life then? That's insane. Like, she is like the being that exists at the root of all life. Can't believe that's actually a thing, but apparently it is. Which means she isn't just another alien, she's actually like a straight up goddess. She is actually divine at this point if she has that kind of importance to the universe. Ziggy does get into detail about their mothers. So Weiss's mother, she did in fact die from Drake draining her life force, and the planet government basically just took her body to study it to see what happened. Of course they never found out, but yeah, she's dead and gone now. There's no bringing her back. Homaru's mom, yeah, so those guys that kidnapped her at the end, apparently they kept her. They abused her, they mistreated her, obviously, because that's what they were obviously going to do. And apparently she eventually succumbed to her wounds, and she's also died already. In fact, every single woman in there is officially dead and gone. They're just corpses at this point. The only one that's still alive is Lucy's mother, Foxfire Saint, who apparently was the head bishop of a religious organization around time. Oh, that I was actually really wrong about. She may not have Lucy's power, Cat Leaper, but apparently she very much is involved with the reason why Rebecca has Cat Leaper as an ability. That's probably why she didn't actually have to develop her ability. Everyone else did. Her ether gear just had it from basically birth. We finally get an answer on that. That's good. The details on it we still don't know. I'm guessing we're gonna have to learn that from Foxfire herself. As you can imagine, Shiki is just disgusted and pissed off, and he just goes right at Ziggy, and Ziggy decides to teleport both of them out of there on top of the roof of the building and leaving everyone else there. While they're all still there, right before he goes, Ziggy says, "Well, Rebecca, go ahead. Do your plan about summoning the chronophage." And then when they're gone, Rebecca basically just falls into despair and says, "I can't do that now. I can't just eradicate all of these people's bodies. They deserve to be buried or something." Also, her mother's here. Like he basically has hostages without actually having hostages. It's kind of insane. So she just can't do it. She just cannot summon the chronophage, and their plan is screwed at this point. They're gonna have to like fight and beat like 3 members of the United States Galactica. Now they have no choice. They can't just summon a time eater to solve their problem for them. They're gonna have to win this the old-fashioned way. Okay, so back up on the roof with Shiki and Ziggy, they start fighting. Their collision is so fucking powerful, it blows up the top of the tower, and they basically have to use their gravity abilities just to fly in the air, because the tower just fucking collapses. Well, the top part of it collapses, so it doesn't matter anymore. So they're flying in the air, they're shooting debris at each other with their gravity, they're trying to punch and kick each other. Shiki has already gone into overdrive, and I'm guessing probably already trying to use all of his power all at once. Ziggy doesn't seem to be in overdrive. I don't know if he can go into overdrive. We know androids can do it. We've seen it before. So if Ziggy can go into overdrive, which means he's holding off Shiki pretty well already. So Shiki might need some help on this. Or if Ziggy can go into overdrive, which he probably can. He's probably going to transform to overdrive, and he's just going to beat Shiki down. And he's probably going to need help. Where he's going to get help from, he'll probably get it from the Ratio States Interstellar. I'm guessing 1 or 2 of their members are probably going to jump in and help. I have no idea how or when that's going to happen, but at the moment that doesn't really matter, because we finally get something that we haven't had since the beginning of the story. We once again jump 20,000 years into the future with those 2 dudes in spacesuits, and they who pick up the Eden Zero's cube, Rebecca's cube, which she records with Shiki wrote Eden Zero on. We're back with those dudes, and they say they get a life signal from the male corpse, and so they rush over to it. And that's how the chapter ends, which is insane to me. Like, their introduction was roughly 200 chapters ago, basically, almost. So this is insane, the fact that we're finally getting an update on this. There was when that first happened, the narrator basically said, Xiao Ming said, she's the narrator, she said that time does not matter in this series. That was her announcement. And then right after that happened, we immediately go to 50 years into the past, we meet a young Weiss. That was the whole thing. Basically, the implication was travel's going to be involved, and that was that. That's why skipping 20,000 years in the future didn't matter. Now, apparently, these characters weren't just a little goof thing to set up time part of Eden Zero. No. These dudes apparently are relevant to the story. We're finally getting to see how they're relevant. So moments before we jump 20,000 years into the future, Ziggy, in the middle of the fight with Shiki, says, so this is the one who has gone out of the movement of time. Okay, so this whole time, Rebecca has been the one who can leap time, reverse time, and do all kinds of crazy shit. She's even gone to parallel time lines. That's where, like the one where she was at, where she had robotic legs, and so she could no longer time leap. But even so, she was stuck to follow through with the time zone she was in. What if the reason why Ziggy wants to kill Shiki is because, unlike Rebecca, who can only jump into her future or past body, what if Shiki can actually just break through time itself? He could just choose to go to any point in time, whenever, wherever, and change events as he sees fit. At this point, it would not surprise me if Shiki was from 20,000 years in the future, and he just happened to be thrown into the past 20,000 years as a baby. But this still wouldn't explain why Ziggy would want to kill Shiki, because manipulating time is obviously a bad thing, but it still wouldn't make him he would be a greater threat than Rebecca, but he wouldn't be that much greater. So there has to be more to it than just being able to casually just cut through time like it didn't even matter. Like, he just, like, walking through time for him would be like walking to down the block. So the thing that would be the most terrifying that I could imagine is that Shiki, because it's gravity, which means it pulls things in, Shiki would be an even more dangerous chronophage. He basically has the ability to just devour all of time and space that is around him. And he just keeps consuming it and consuming it and consuming it, and the more powerful he becomes, it gets worse and worse. So in a sense, he wouldn't just devour a planet or two like a chronophage, he would just erase all of reality. That is probably the only justification I can think of at the moment for why Ziggy fears Shiki so much and why he thinks he's a threat to the cosmos. Okay, so those are my thoughts on the chapter and my theory on what this 20,000 thing is all about and what Shiki is all about. I'm really looking forward for the next week or so for theories on what they think on what's happening at the moment. I would love to even hear a few of your theories down in the comments below. But I guess I'll see you next week. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and have a great day.